My name is Mike Munzing. I'm with Munzing Mortgage Group. Every month, I like to bring you guys the foreclosure report. Now, we just got the numbers in for the month of March. Every month, my good friend over there, Sean O'Toole at Foreclosure Radar, sends me his numbers. They come in a little report that I have on my website. It's also on the email that I'm probably sending you. But go to my website at www.mikemunzing.com. I will have the foreclosure report there. Also have a replay of this video if you want to send it to friends or send it to those who might be interested. Clients, buyers, sellers, whatever. But once again, he has a tremendous report. He reviews the numbers this month. We got some shocking numbers. Amazing spreads between the different areas, but we're going to go over that. First, I am going to bring up on the screen right now a chart. And this chart shows you the process for the California foreclosure process. If you start on your left on the screen here, it has the notices of default, which is recorded basically after you've been 3-4 months late. About 90 days later, real quick, we'll shoot through this. Notice of trustee sale, which lets you know when the auction's going to be, and the property goes to sale at auction. All right, let's dive into these numbers here. I know I've talked to you quite a bit about all the moratoriums, the Senate Bill 1137, all the different government agencies trying to hold off the foreclosures. The weight is getting too big. The lenders are getting tired of this. They're starting to move forward, and they're evident in the numbers. Let's take a look. The notices of default, that first stage of the foreclosure, that jumped massively. It jumped 29.3% to a level of 54,268. Now, I'm going to bring up a chart here, and this is from my friend Mark Hansen, Mr. Mortgage. It shows that the level over to the right side of the screen jumped up 54,268. His numbers are a little shy of that, but the complete numbers from Foreclosure Radar, once again, are 54,268. That is 26% over the top amount that was back in March of 2008. But record numbers from notice of default. Now, the next area I want to show you is the notice of trustee sale. Notice of trustee sales, though not at a record number, it's 15% below the peak, it jumped 83% over February's numbers of 2009. Massive to a 33,178. Once again, we're getting real closer. Notice of trustee sale is the next step, or the step right before the sale of the properties at auction. And that is a massive number, 83% jump. It's climbing. It's heading towards the record numbers, still 15% off the peak that was reached last year, but still climbing nonetheless. The next number, which is very interesting, is the sale of properties, the REOs, the sale of the properties at auction. That dropped actually 41%. So we got two big increases: notice of default, notice of trustee sale, sales at REOs, boom, drops 41% to 10,040. Let's take a look at that chart real quick here. You can see it drop right down. Once again, Mark's numbers are just a little light in that he didn't have all the complete numbers from Foreclosure Radar, but it shows the graph here, way on the right side of your screen, how it dropped off in the month of March. And I'm going to explain that. There's good reasons behind that, and we can show that on the next chart, which is kind of an overview. I'm going to bring it up on the screen here, the California foreclosure activity. You can see, it's hard to see right here on the kind of the almost to the right side of the chart, and I've mentioned it so many times before. September 5th, 2008 was they enacted the Senate Bill 1137, which effectively worked as a moratorium, really held us off for 2 or 3 months, had a huge dip, and with the turnaround time, the timetable that it takes from the notice of default to the final sale at the steps of the courthouse, that correlates almost exactly with this dip in the sales of the foreclosures, that last stage of the foreclosure at the sales, which once again was down to 10,040. But don't forget, in the early stages, the pipeline is filling up with more and more properties, which I'm going to cover some of the bills going on in the government, which may be causing part of this. But a lot of it is the loan modifications are not working. They're not flowing through. The lenders aren't able to get them modified as quickly as possible. The manpower it takes is just huge. And they're finally pushing forward and foreclosing on these properties. I've mentioned it so many times before. Foreclosure is the only legitimate way to handle what we've been seeing in the market. These loan modifications, all these government projects are not addressing the main issue, the equity loss, the negative equity on these properties of the homeowners. They're leaving folks underwater 170% upside down on these properties when they do the loan modifications. They're not adjusting that principal balance. And the foreclosures, yes, there's a lot of personal issues that are related to that, but the foreclosures give them a new start. They can buy again in 3 to 5 years, depending on the program, but it gives them a fresh start. Okay, a couple more numbers I want to cover on this. The sales of properties at the steps of the courthouse to a third-party buyer. Our investors, the ones that you know are coming in all cash, the properties that are not going back to the bank and becoming REOs, they're actually sold to an investor. That has jumped, once again, 10.7%. It was hovering in the 5, 6, 7% range for quite a bit. Boom, it's jumped up to 10.7%. And another interesting number is in California as a whole, the average discount by the investors for the properties on foreclosure, the offered discount off the loan amount, is 44.1%. That means that whatever the loan amount was, and that was often at 80% of the loan to value, that has been discounted down by 44.1%. On the report, and you may want to pause this video and print that report a little after the fact now, but look back on it. On about third or fourth page here, it shows all the government programs that are affecting the foreclosures. Let's start, obviously I've been mentioning over and over, the September 5th Senate Bill 1137. That had that big dip effect and is now being handled. The lenders are moving forward. They're going for the foreclosures. The California Foreclosure Prevention Act. Now, this may be a big reason why so many notices of default are being filed now. This is coming down the pipe over the summer, and this is going to add an additional 90 days to the foreclosure process. That's coming up. It's going to be affecting the foreclosures. And then you've got the U.S. Congressional request for foreclosure moratoriums. They are trying to stop this at every angle, trying to get people to modify the loans. And then finally, you've got the effects of the TARP and all the different assistance bills. What this has done is confused the market. The lenders, the borrowers, nobody knows what to do. And the foreclosure process, if it is allowed to move forward, will clean up a lot of what's going on. All these different bills, all this government intervention is not working at this point, and it's creating indecision, indecisiveness, and problems with our market. Okay, well, hey, have a wonderful weekend. Once again, I'm Mike Munzing, Munzing Mortgage Group. I hope this foreclosure update is handy for you. The rates are looking great, fantastic. 30-year fixed conforming, getting just in the 4.75 range. FHA all the way up to 729 is hovering right about the 5% range. We're doing great. Don't forget, send your buyers over to me to get them pre-qualified. On my online application, it's on my website. It's simple, it's clean, it's secure, it's very straightforward. If we can get them qualified quickly, get their information quickly, and get them ready to go. Once again, if you want to check me out on YouTube, I'll bring it up here. YouTube.com/ now I've moved it to M Munzing. So YouTube.com/M Munzing to get all the videos I put together of late and send them over to my website as well. Once again, www.mmmunzing.com. MikeMunzing.com, or have them give me a call at 949-689-5626. I look forward to being there for your clients. Love being here for you. Hope you enjoy these videos, and we'll talk soon. Call me anytime. Bye-bye.